What's good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with the overall market so far as we're seeing a very, very big shift in the markets. I'm also going to break down when we're going to be looking for some high volatility. But let me first say that I'm not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Put in $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks. So SPY is trying to push right over here. So far, we're actually approaching our resistance. We're pushing just a bit, but overall, we're still in this range. If we do try to break past 516.5, we could get a little closer to 517. But overall, guys, SPY is still not the best in terms of price action. It's just slowly trying to push up. We're still very, very choppy, and I still don't really expect a whole ton. We could attempt to go a little higher, but like I said before, I'm not expecting anything too insane. The real moves are going to be coming at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time when we have the rate hike decision and the FOMC economic projections, not to mention the press conference from Jerome Powell. But basically, even if SPY does try to push a little bit higher, get closer to like the mid 516s, if not higher than that, let me just say that I'm still expecting a big move in either direction. After the FOMC reports come out, I think that we could easily push to 520 on SPY, or we could get a big rug pull and come all the way down closer to like 511, 510 around there. So I'll be watching that very carefully. On the QQQ, we're also trading kind of flat right here. We got this little push to this 440 area, came back down to our back test of this trend line. That's taking us back down to 438. And now we're going to be watching to see which way we go from here. So if we get a big bounce off that, we could try to push higher back towards 440. If we lose this 438 support, we're going to be coming back down towards some balance. So we're going to be watching to see which way this thing ends up going. Onto the QQQ, if we get a big push by the Fed, I mean, the real move is going to come and we could easily push to 444. If we get a rug pull, we could come all the way down to 432. So just be very careful on the QQQ. We have a nice double bottom like structure, so this is looking bullish technically speaking, but nothing is guaranteed in terms of technicals. I'm not going to make any promises. We just have to wait and see what Powell and the Fed cause. So even though technicals do show that the QQQ could go a little higher, I wouldn't solely trade based off those because the Fed and their announcements are going to be a lot more pivotal. For Nvidia, very flat, exactly as I predicted. I said this thing's going to likely just trade sideways. That's all we're doing. We have this 900 resistance. If we do break past this, watch 908. And then for support, watch basically 892, then 885 if we lose this, we sink. Overall, we're just kind of stuck, so not really a whole lot's going on. It might try to push back to about 900, maybe a little higher, a little bit later on, but I'm not really seeing much for it. It's, for the most part, just kind of range bound. But then look for a big surge in volatility depending on the FOMC reports. Aapl completely range bound between 175 and 176.5, the same levels we called out in the morning, just back and forth price action. Now, one could argue we sort of have like a cup and handle like structure on Aapl. It's a real possibility, but if we do try to break past 176.5, then yes, that's going to be your confirmation. We could push into the 177s, but it's still not really that big of a move. I would still say that I'd rather be a little patient, wait and see how things play out with all this news coming out, and see what Jerome Powell and the Fed end up announcing. If we keep pushing, we could get closer to 180 if Powell causes a big pump. If we get the rug pull, we could come back down towards 172. Overall, Aapl is still kind of stuck. It could push a little higher. It has some potential, like a little bit of potential here, but it's not really much. And finally, we have Tesla stock. How is Tesla doing? Not bad. I mean, Tesla's just completely range bound again. If you guys look at the charts, we have support now to be watching for at 170. We just filled this gap down here. We have 172 as resistance, 173.75 to 175 as resistance, and we're kind of stuck. We've been stuck between 170 and 175 for quite some time. It's going to likely remain in this range. It's showing a little bit of weakness, could come down towards 170 and come back up. But I think that for the most part, we're going to see some sideways price action, not really much on Tesla. And once we get the data release from the Fed and also Jerome Powell's speech, we could see Tesla push towards 180 or get a rug pull and come all the way back down to these lower levels. So I'll be watching this very carefully. Now, if Tesla ends up coming all the way down to 167.8, this could kind of resemble like an inverse cup and handle instead, and we could actually see a bigger drop. Honestly, guys, I'm going to wait. I just want to wait and see what happens with the Fed reports. So the best thing to do is just be very patient. Don't let the other things get the best of us. Be patient, wait and see how things play out, and we'll see how things go for Tesla. We got this little liquidity grab in the morning. We're coming down a bit. Looks like it could come down just a little bit more, but then the real move comes from the Fed, so we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, as far as SPY and the others go, SPY is pushing. I did mention the SPY could push just a little bit. We're now approaching, getting closer to 516.5. Could go a little higher, but it's not that insane. I mean, it's very slow. If anything, still kind of choppy. Uh, Now moving forward, we have Tesla still a little bit weak. I want to also talk about, let me see, Amazon. Amazon is very flat, not really doing much. It came down a bit, now it's trying to get back up. It's just shuffling around at the 175.5 area. Not much is going on with that. Meta is showing some strength. It came down a bit, grabbed liquidity. Now it's trying to push back up to the 500 resistance. If we break past this, watch 502.5 to 503, and then we'll see how it goes. And we also have Super Micro trying to make its way back up to 900. It's still shuffling. Came all the way down to 867. Now we have resistance at 895 to 900. Could push a little bit more, but overall still kind of flat. So we'll just have to see how it goes. With that being said, guys, the markets, SPY is showing some life, but just be a little bit careful because we'll have to see what happens with the Fed. We'll have to see what happens with Jerome Powell. Do we get one more pump or do we end up getting dumping? We'll just wait and see. With that being said, be very careful. Just know the market is not in the best of places. Still, we're still seeing some chop here and there on SPY. It's trying to push a bit, but it's not that crazy. Most stocks out there are kind of flat, like Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, even the QQQ. And then we'll just have to see how things go with the Fed. What's going to determine where we go is going to be the Fed. I do expect a big move by 5 points or so. So get ready, do what you have to do, guys. And the Fed is going to be coming out in just a couple of hours. Thank you for listening. Have a great day and peace out.